Hello and welcome back to Seconds Out. My name is Eamon Khan here with one of the jewels in the Queensberry crown, Hamzah Sheeraz. Hamzah, sir, how you doing?
Very well. How are you, bro?
Yeah, not too bad. All the better for speaking to you. Like you said, it's been a while. Let's catch up on a couple of things. First of all, outside the ring, I know you've been busy outside the ring too. Limited edition Pokemon cards have been on the agenda. What were the pickups?
Do you know what? I had an old batch at home. I wasn't really a big fan. I just had him from like back in the day when I was a kid. And then one of them, he's actually a good friend of mine. He opened a grading company, only graded. And then I gave him the cards, and then he realized he goes like if I grade him, they'd be worth a few quid. And now I've just been grading everything, boxing cards and whatnot, and hopefully I'll get some of my own merchandise graded, and hopefully in the future it'll be worth a few quid, man.
Sounds like an interesting endeavor indeed. And they told me I had about 30 minutes to prepare for this interview. So the first thing I did was I checked out the Hamzah Sheeraz YouTube channel to check out your pre-fight, pre-camp video. Not a lot of fighters are doing this sort of thing where they're kind of giving a slice of life into camp and other things. Why have you chosen to take this route?
Do you know, I just chose to do a bit of promotion on my own behalf. I feel like in the position I am as a fighter, I should be more out there. I should be promoted more, really and truly. So I thought instead of just moaning or whatnot, I'll just do it on my own back with my own team, and that's what we've been doing, just giving little YouTube insights. And I don't know, what do you think of it? How did you find it?
Yeah, it was good. It was like a real like slice of life into, and it wasn't like overly edited and such. So I quite enjoyed it in that sense.
Yeah, no. So that's sort of just trying to give a real kind of outlook on how my life as a fighter is. Although where it really matters is here in LA.
Hmm.
Hopefully, in the next few weeks, I'll get my videographer out here and then show them an insight to this. This is really where the magic happens. But yeah, man.
It was good stuff indeed, but it's you got to get things right in the ring, and it's not usually like you to be out so late in the year. I believe obviously the majority of the holdup has been the issue with the hand. Firstly, how is the hand? You know, boxers usually say, "Look, I'm 100% and I'm better than ever." But in your own words, like, how has it been kind of recovering from that injury?
Yeah, no, listen, it's been great. I gave myself a few more extra months to heal, just to make sure. And I've been sparring, I've been hitting with it, and alhamdulillah, it's been good. I've got no complaints, and yeah, hopefully the next fight, August, we'll find out how it really is.
You find out soon indeed, and it's the Usyk versus Dubois undercard, which you're featuring on one of the main attractions. What level of opponent are we looking at here, Hamzah?
We're looking at a good level opponent, very very good level of opponent. Because listen, 2024 end of this year, I want to be winning world titles, man. I want to be fighting for world titles. I want to be up there, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm just saying that's my plan. That's mine and the team's plan. So in terms of opponent wise, it won't be no one. No, it won't be no pushover to say the least.
In terms of that opponent, does it have to be like someone like you're saying, like can't be a pushover? Because this Denzel Bentley fight has been ordered by the British Boxing Board of Control. It seems like you're zoning in on that target for the end of the year or maybe a little bit afterwards. But you've got that in mind, heading into this fight as well.
Yeah, that's always going to be there because we're both with Frank and we're both 160 and we're both in the UK. In terms of a British title, that's no longer an aspiration. That's no longer there, to be fair. But the fight itself, who knows? Who knows when it will happen? It will definitely happen, but who knows when it happen? I believe, to be fair, I'm levels above. But like I said, that's the proof is in the pudding. So I'm gonna have to prove that one day. But as for now, all eyes, all focus on August the 26th.
And so you sort of waiting in a sense to see what happens with Denzel and Ganderbeck if those two get on for the rematch. Look, Denzel put in a very spirited effort, and if he, went a bit quicker in a few rounds, he might have got the nod in that fight, and potentially you and Denzel fight for a world title as opposed to anything else.
That's a potential there. That is a potential there. But like I said, it all depends on what route my promoter Frank Warren and Andy Allen and my team want to go. So listen, at the end of the day, all I in the ring and I fight no matter who they put in front of me. So like I said, whoever they put in front of me, August, I'll get rid of them, and then we can go on to the Denzel Bentleys and the who's after that. But like I said, I just want to keep my laser focus on for that. Obviously, it is a big British domestic fight. I understand that, and it will most definitely happen.
What route? I appreciate that you're saying, you'll leave it to your promoters and everyone like that. But what about yourself as the fighter yourself? It seems like you kind of defer that to other people. But do you not want to kind of steer that ship yourself?
In an ideal world, if it was down to me, I'd be fighting for a world title end of the year or early 24. Don't matter which one it is. Just that's in an ideal world. But listen, I've got a team who are very experienced. It would be foolish of me to steer, like I said, steer my own ship. Like I said, just get in the ring, do my thing, knock people out, get the wins, rack them up, and just listen to my team.
There's a name I want to throw at you, which I feel like could be a good fight to see in the future. That being Liam Williams, who stands as a promotional free agent too. Has an offer ever gone out to Liam Williams, and is that a name that you've discussed within your team?
Yeah, Liam Williams has been calling me out for a long time. I'm not really a loudmouth. We offered him the fight two fights ago or a fight ago, and he said that I wasn't on his level. But now he's calling me out. So how that makes sense, I don't really know. Maybe if it makes sense, but to be honest with you, I feel like he's a bit washed up at the minute. So me fighting him, there's no benefit. Even if I was to knock him out, there'd be no benefit. So whether that fight happens in the future, I don't know. If it happens, so be it. But if not, then it doesn't really affect my career whatsoever.
Can I ask you, look, it's obviously been a while, like we mentioned, speaking to each other, and it's a while back now, but you and Amir squashed the problems between you two, which I'm glad it got resolved. How did it get resolved between you two?
I spoke to him, and then I went out. I flew out to Dubai, and then just sat down with him because we have a lot of mutuals as well, and we just sorted it out. It was just stupidness, to be fair. You know how it is: people stirring, people talking a lot of shit, and that's what it is. We just nipped it in the bud, and that's it. Here we are. We just realised there was no actual issue between us, and it was just he say, she say kind of stuff. As 99% of the problems are. Do you know what I mean? So we cleared it up, and that's it now.
Were you surprised and a little bit confused as to when that positive test came out from him? A lot of people in the industry were.
It was, to be fair, if you look into it, it wasn't really like an amount that would help you in a fight. So, and he's been a clean fighter his whole life. He's been a clean fighter his whole life, his whole career. So for him to take something at the end of the career, it makes no sense, right? It makes no sense. So was I shocked? I was, because he's a clean fighter, but it wasn't nothing to be, worried about.
Now, I see you as one of quite a few people who have really grabbed that British Asian representation of flag in boxing and are really flying it. Yourself, Adam Azim, others, don't need to mention everyone, Shabazz Massoud, Akif Fiaz. Who's most likely to win a world title first?
I don't know. There's listen, they're all with different promoters. I'm right in saying that. And I think there's like, we all got world rankings and whatnot. So whoever gets there, good luck. Hopefully, can all get there as well at the same time. But I think the main thing, if we look at that nucleus of South Asian fighters, is just to be an inspiration to our community. Because look, if you look at knife crime nowadays, if you look at drugs and whatnot, unfortunately, it's mostly led now by the South Asian community. So if we can break these barriers and spread a more positive influence across our community, and not just our community, other communities as well, I think that will be like a successful transition to what a potential youngster could have been to what he from what he could have been to what he should have been, or the other way around.
No, I get what you're saying, and it's very well said. I wonder if you look at your career a little bit like this, because I'm thinking about a lot of fighters when they get to your stage are looking for that bridging fight, or a fight where it's against a fighter who's kind of been at the top, had the opportunity, and then maybe faded a little bit and look to kind of capitalize on that name. Do you think you'll be in that position to maybe catch someone like a Eubank Jr. or a Smith, or do you think they'll be said and done, or not looking for someone like yourself by the time you're ready to get in that position, if you get what I mean?
I suppose I could do, because like you said, I'm in that position, I'm in that transition. But if you look at how boxing was, like that typical stereotype of like you're saying, win area titles and then European titles, and before you fight a world title, fight someone who's on the way down. I think that whole era of boxing is kind of gone now. It's all about, if you look now, you got the right, like when Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis, you've got Errol Spence fighting Crawford. All the best are fighting the best now. So that whole thing, I think, is slowly vanishing, and you're going to see a lot more 50-50 fights people want to see earlier on in fighters' careers. So I could go that route, but like I said, my avenue, I've got loads of different avenues that I can choose from. So alhamdulillah, I'm in a good position, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll pick something quite significant up.
You are definitely in a good position, and you've chosen to relocate your camps at least to America. Are you looking to set base up in America for the foreseeable and kind of quote unquote kind of move on from Britain, to say?
Say move on from Britain, because listen, I'm British at the end of the day. I'm British Pakistani, and that's where I reside, and that's where I've grown up, and that's where I've got most of my support, if not all of my support. So I'll never ever totally isolate myself from that. But in terms of training, I want to come out here to get out of my comfort zone and learn to be in that zone. You know what I mean? So that was the main thing, and I've got, like I said, I've got an experienced team with me, and we've always been talking about coming out here. And for the past 6 camps, we've been here, and we're progressing, and we're learning amongst the best fighters, mixing it with the best fighters, mixing it with the best coaches, Hall of Fame coaches, Joe Goosen, for example. And I'm just learning every day, and I'm honoured to be here.
There's a couple of final things for me. I mentioned Eubank Jr. and Smith too. Those two likely we feel will be meeting again. Do you feel there's any different outcome if they do meet?
I had Eubank Jr. down for the first fight, but I don't know. It's dead 50-50. Liam Smith just has to do the same thing. If anyone has to change the game, it's Eubank Jr. So let's see what he can bring. But they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, so it might be a bit hard.
You're featuring on that Usyk versus Dubois card, and a lot of people are saying it's going to be quite hard for Dubois to get the victory. He's going to have to land, and it's a case of if he can land with Usyk's wiliness in the ring. Do you feel like Dubois does have a fighting chance in the fight?
Of course he does. It's the heavyweight division. All he's got to do is land. He's got 12 rounds to land. That's all he's got to do. He's got to land one of them big right hands, and it will be over. But let's see how it goes. If the main thing here is it's an honour to be on Usyk's undercard. It's an honour to be on his undercard, because listen, he's one of my many inspirations in the sport, and I just want to get to the level that he's at. Do you know what I mean? Get at that unified level, unified divisions, and be the big dog in the division. So yeah, man, hopefully I can be one day.
Have you booked in some training time with him?
Pardon?
Have you booked in some training time with Usyk?
No, hopefully I might do some dancing classes with him, because he can dance. Let's see, man.
I'm sure you'll be good at putting your hand to whatever you put out. Look, final thing I wanted to touch on is you kind of said in your fights previous, you're looking for those fights where, you know, people don't really know what's going to happen. You're looking for that bit of adversity. You're looking for those challenges. Do you feel you've had that in the ring so far? And do you feel we've seen the best of you yet in the ring so far?
In terms of someone who's watching, no, but as a fighter and as from my team's perspective, yes, we're heading in the right direction. We're taking the steps that need to be taken, and I reckon by the end of this year, like I keep saying, by the end of this year, as long as all 6 goes all to plan, that's the main thing. By the end of this year, I think my name will definitely be ringing like alarm bells, and I'll be up there.
Hamzah, looking forward to seeing you back in the ring very soon. Hotly anticipate it. Thank you for speaking to Seconds Out. I'll see you in Poland.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you for your time, man.
Cheers, bro.